Hey, what's going on everyone? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So let's continue on with our series where we analyze and walk through the new Riftwatchers cards. If you missed the first one, we covered the Fire Splinter. We went through each and every card, dissected them at each level, and talked about, did I like the cards, how would they fit in with the meta. And now it's time for Water. Again, I'm going to be seeing these cards for basically the first time, so you're going to get some of my live reactions. And if you're into this type of content, again, I am Hawks21. I cover Splinterlands every single day here on the channel. And if you enjoy my content and you would like to see more of it, it would be awesome if you could like and subscribe. Pushing closer to 1,500 subscribers, which will be my next giveaway. But let's get into it. And just as a reminder, these cards can be changed up until the release date, which is the 27th, so September 27th. That's when we can start opening these Riftwatchers packs. So right now they're being tested, and the team could decide to nerf or buff any specific cards, and I will update you on those changes as they occur. So for now, this is what we have. All right, let's start with the comment here. Coastal Nymph. Again, the art on these is crazy. Let's quickly go to stats. Starting in bronze. Okay, so 9 mana. Kind of slow. So again, one of the trends we're looking for thus far is Riftwatchers going to be slow? The idea is, they're supposed to be putting out these big, powerful monsters that have really high mana caps. I assume do a ton of damage. But maybe they're slow. Maybe that's the weakness, right? Behemoths. Those are going to be the airdrop cards. And, maybe their downfall is they're slow. It does pick up some speed here. And I like having more scattershot because, with the Gym Meteor being neutral, I want scattershot that I can play with the Gym Meteor when I want to play the Gym Meteor. Right, so I could play Dragon and Water, I could play Chaos Dragon, Coastal Nymph, Gym Meteor, and do a ton of random damage everywhere. So if I go Scattershot, I want to do a ton of Scattershot. And not every Splinter right now has Scattershot. So getting a big Scattershot monster here I think it's a plus. It's a pro. I don't know if I would be playing this a ton at the lower levels. Good Sneak Protect. Again, I hope they increase the level cap. Level 4 and 5, not that big of a difference, but picks up the extra attack in silver. Gets its second ability in gold, Affliction. Okay, so can afflict a random. Okay, so I don't mind this. I don't mind the Affliction. If you're going up against a triage team, you can't cleanse the back line at all. So if you're afflicting random monsters in the back line, think about how annoying it is when you go up against Mimosa, when everyone's afflicted on your team and you can't heal. Right? If you bring triages, they're completely useless because there's no way for you to cleanse them. So I like having the Affliction. And at the highest levels, it gets all the way up to the 5th attack. Yeah, I like this card. It ends up with 4 speed too. I could see myself using this card. I would use it with, Gym Meteor and other Scattershot cards. I probably wouldn't use this as my only Scattershot card. Specifically because, if you go up against Kelia, right, it's going to have the 1 shield. So then your 5 damage is going to hit a random person. It's going to get rid of their shield, but it's going to get rid of their 1 shield. And then if you could hit a different card, then it's just going to get rid of their 1 shield. So I would prefer to play a bunch of different Scattershot monsters with this card. But in that strategy, this certainly works. It's not a bad card at all. Let's see what else we got for Water. Water's one of my favorite ones, so I'm like watching this one closely to see, can it enhance how I currently play. Interesting. So we have a Void armor monster right from the start. So pretty fast to start. I mean, nothing too crazy. 7 mana seems like a lot. Like right now, I just feel like, why wouldn't I just play the Demon Dragon? Picks up the third attack. Still, though, I feel like why wouldn't I just play the Demon Dragon? Or does Demon Dragon only have 2? Oh, yeah, this is just from my Water Splinter. I haven't switched it yet. Just go to Dragon. Oh, it's Demon Shark. What am I talking about? Sorry. Oh, no, so it does pick up. Oh, but that's. No, so it's rare. But, okay. So this picks up an extra attack at the. Okay, this picks up an extra attack in bronze. Interesting. Ooh, it gets Enrage. It gets Enrage in gold. When does. This really reminds me of the Demon Shark a little bit. This gets Enrage in silver. Okay. It gets pretty fast with the Void. Okay. So playing this actually with the new summoner, the new water summoner that's coming out. Okay, first, obviously playing this with Kelia works really well. You're talking 7 speed. You're adding an additional voided armor. And then, the 7 speed becomes 11 speed, which you look here. This tops out at 4 with the 5. 8 speed, which is still really fast, but 11, that's an additional 30% miss chance with Kelia. And then you toss on the Backfire, the new Aquatis summoner, which again we'll talk about shortly. And all of a sudden it's sending 2 back. We'll get up to 6 damage. Okay, I really like this card. And it's common, so it can be played in those rule sets. And the other thing too is it's odd. So I like that it's odd, because it's going to give you another option. So evens, right? You play the Demon Shark. Odds, you play the Refugee. Okay, I like this card. I think it's a good add. I think I'll find a lot of use for it. I think it's unique to the Water Splinter. Cool. I think this fits in well. Let's see what the rares are. We've already seen the watercolor, but interesting. So a slow snipe sea stalker with camo. So this can sit in the back. And but it does get a little faster right away. So it's not. It tops out at 3. I wonder why they give that extra little speed here. So it's kind of an annoying speed monster. It's not that great for reverse speed, but it's certainly not fast. I like that it has camo early on. I like this card at bronze. Snipe damage, heavy snipe damage like this can be very useful. And the camo, so it can't really be targeted, so it can pick out a lot of the damage dealers in the back without you worrying about them being able to target it, which is great. You get to silver, and it now picks up a 5th attack, so it gets even better. Ooh, okay, I like the cleanse. So I need more support abilities in big damage monsters, and this is kind of what I'm hoping for out of Riftwatchers. Is like, I need cleanses, I need triages, I need repairs. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of them, but I need those like game-changing, strategy-based. You play your backline taunt with a bunch of triages, but the triage monsters are all 3, 4, 5 mana and don't do anything else besides triage, really. And you're wasting so much mana because you need the triages. Cleanse, I think, is a good example, right? Because the other cleanses are the Kelp Initiate. I guess I can just look it up. So if I type in, you didn't know, you can type in abilities here as well. So here are the 2 cleanses, right? Kelp Initiate, which Kelp Initiate is a fantastic card. I love it. I have a level 7 version. The cleanse and the triage. But you see, it doesn't bring any attack, right? Has good health. It's a fantastic card because it's 2 mana. But in 99 mana matches, right? I would love to be able to get some of these abilities with also putting in a monster that does 5 damage. And the River Nymph, same thing. It brings some stuff to the table, but low health, has some really good abilities, right? Swiftness, Amplified, Cleanse, but it's really low health, a couple magic reflects, and it eliminates itself, and it only does 2 damage. So again, if you want a cleanse and a 99 mana, when you just use water, you have to use one of these tiny cards. So I'm hoping that as a part of having these big high mana cards, which we've seen this far, we haven't seen anything outrageous yet, we get more support abilities alongside damage. So this is an example of that. Then just picks up some health until it eventually gets headwinds. Okay, I like this card. Yeah, I really like the cleanse. It just gives me another option. I would mainly use this when I want a cleanse in a high mana match, right? If I have a 60 mana match with water, you know, a lot of times I end up playing the Kelp Initiate because I want the cleanse. But now if I just want to cleanse, I can play this one and also take the 5 snipe damage. Cool. So yeah, I like this card. I like the support with the damage. It's a weird speed, but we can get over that. Watercaller, we already talked about a lot, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time. Level 1 stun is great. Let's just quickly look at what does water have for knockouts. We have the Wave Runner, interesting, but it's fast. It's too fast. We need fast stunners. And then the Harpoonist. This could work. Okay, not a lot of knockout. Maybe we need to introduce more knockout. Fire didn't really have knockout. Water doesn't have a lot of knockout. This is going to be a great card. Specifically, you know, it's a pretty good reverse speed card. And again, I'm glad we're getting a Quadus because, again, that gives you backfire. Normally you're thinking fast, but that also works for reverse speed in reverse speed rule sets, right? You can play a Quadus, play a bunch of slow cards, and if they get misses, then it's going to backfire. So you can't really play water in reverse speed because Kalia gives the speed boost to everyone. But now I can play a Quadus and play a bunch of slow monsters. And then obviously the Reflection Shield is great. You know, you can play this in the spot next to the Wave Brood. Right now I basically play the Venator there. You can't really attack from that position. And now I can play the Watercaller there in the 5th spot with the Wave Brood in the 6th. And it doesn't have to worry about taking any blast damage. And then it can also do the 3 magic damage itself with the stun. So yeah, great card. A lot of people think this is a great card. So I'm not alone. Then we have a Quadus. We'll come back to that last. So here's the legendary for water. Runemancer Kai. Okay, let's see. Again, it screams reverse speed. So reverse speed flying. I play it with a Quadus because 2 speed is slow, and then the flying gives it the dodge ability, so there's a chance for the backfire. It gets life leech, so it can build up some health. It starts getting better in silver, because now with the life leech, with 3 magic, you're going to get 2 health. Picking up Amplify is nice, because again, what are the amplifies here? I'm just thinking about this trample, that's why. The amplify for water right now is also River Nymph, right? And the same thing we talked about, pretty disposable. So if we're talking a card only does 3, but with the life leech and the health, it brings a little more to the table. Or it brings a different set of things from the table from the River Nymph. And so getting this, like being able to play it with Wave Brood and that return fire be amplified, that's useful to have in a 10 mana card that's going to do other things. So the highest level just picks up a 4th magic. Okay. I don't love this card. I'm going to want it and I'm going to use it. Again, mostly reverse speed. I think I'll play it with Wave Brood for the Amplify. But it's nothing too crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid card. It's nothing I'm going to be, like, I don't think this needs to be nerfed. You know, like I don't think this is too OP. It'll be interesting. I'll want this card. I want to try to use it. Again, great having support abilities and higher mana cards that do some damage and bring other stuff to the table. And then quickly with Aquatis, I was kind of talking about it as we went, but so a lot of these cards again are slow. You know, this card's actually really fast with the Enrage. But what does this speed top out at again? It gets to 4, so not slow, but you know, not particularly fast monsters. Slow, slow, slow. I think this only gets to 3. So it's almost like, you know, a lot of people again focus on backfire with fast monsters, but now I'm thinking about I'll mostly probably play Aquatis and like reverse speed, where I don't want to play Kalia and some of these new slow monsters. Okay, I would say I like the additions to fire a little bit better than water. I think the Techno-Wizologist and Tinderlock are really good. And Mortius, I think I'm going to really like. I'm not 100% sold, as you saw from the last video, but okay, I think the fire, and that's good, right? Because I think water is a very popular used deck right now with Kalia. So giving fire a boost over water, I think is a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. That was the water cards. Stay tuned for Earth next, and then we'll get into life after that. And again, if you are new here and you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps spread these videos further so we can spread Splinterlands to more and more individuals here on YouTube. Okay, hope you guys are excited, or hope you guys are excited as I am for the actual release of these cards. I'm so excited to use them, test them out, find the new meta. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon and see you around the game.